Right now, as I'm recording this, Kaspa is sitting on a knife's edge at $0.083. This single price level could determine whether we see a 40% pump to 12 cents or a brutal slide back to 7.5 cents. And I'm about to show you exactly why the next 24 hours could change everything for KS holders. We need to talk about what's happening behind the scenes while retail traders are panic selling. Wallet number 7 just scooped up another 1.7 million Kaspa tokens straight from Kraken. That's not small money. We're talking serious institutional accumulation while prices are suppressed. But that's just the beginning. In less than 24 hours, Igra Labs is moving from DevNet to Testnet. And if you think this is just technical jargon, you're missing the bigger picture. This transition signals that Kaspa's development ecosystem is maturing rapidly. Real adoption tools are being refined, not just theoretical concepts. Meanwhile, over $20 million worth of short positions are sitting at the 9 cents level, waiting to get liquidated. These over-leveraged traders have been betting against Kaspa during this downturn, but they might be about to learn a very expensive lesson about shorting the fundamentally strongest proof-of-work coin ever created. Look at this chart with me. Kaspa has been grinding sideways after that sharp correction from 19 cents. The candles are getting smaller, the ranges are tighter, and this is classic consolidation behavior. The market is coiling up, waiting to explode in one direction. Yesterday I called this exact scenario. I told you that 80 cents was the critical level to watch. Hold above it and reclaim 86 cents, and we'd see bullish momentum return with a shot at 90 cents to 92 cents. Break below 80 cents, and we'd drift into the 77 cents to 78 cents danger zone, with 75 cents lurking as the next major support. And exactly as predicted, KS slipped 2.6% yesterday, trading right into that sideways channel between 80 cents and 90 cents. But now we're at the moment of truth. The current support zone at $0.082 to $0.083 is being tested right now. This isn't just another random price level. This is where buyers need to show up, or we're looking at a potential acceleration downward to $0.075, possibly even back toward that February low of $0.052. Think about the mathematics for a second. Kaspa is 92.86% mined in less than 4 years. Bitcoin had to endure 4 separate 80% corrections before reaching this level of supply distribution. Kaspa? The deepest correction we've seen is 80% from the all-time high, and we're already approaching full emission. The supply dynamics alone should have smart money paying attention. While traders obsess over minute-by-minute price action, the Kaspa ecosystem is evolving at breakneck speed. Zealous just announced their swap membership system launching with Beta 10. This isn't just another DEX feature. They're targeting market makers and high-frequency traders with 33% fee reductions and memberships that can only be purchased with ZEAL tokens. Professional trading infrastructure doesn't get built for projects that are planning to fail. When you see platforms designing tools for institutional-grade market makers, that's a signal about where they think this ecosystem is heading. But the real game changer is the partnership between Zealous Swap and Band Protocol. Band is providing cross-chain data feeds and AI-driven solutions for Kasplex Layer 2. This powers fervent finance with the infrastructure that DeFi on Kaspa actually needs to compete with established chains. And speaking of Layer 2, the two-way bridge between KRC20 on Kaspa Layer 1 and Kasplex Layer 2 EVM is launching immediately after mainnet. This bridge uses a 3 of 5 multi-signature system with decentralized relayers, creating verifiable, trust-minimized asset transfers between layers. Some critics say Kasplex smart contracts might fail. Even if they do, does that change the fundamental Kaspa thesis? Absolutely not. We're waiting for Igra to deliver proper virtual programs implementation anyway, and if Kasplex succeeds, that's just additional upside for holders. Volume is telling us a story. We're sitting around 134 million with projected activity near 157 million. Compare that to the summer rally volumes, and it's significantly lighter. Fewer traders are chasing moves right now, which means we're in that quiet accumulation phase before major directional moves. Open interest versus market cap is steady at 0.059. Translation: the market isn't overloaded with dangerous leverage. Net longs are slightly ahead of shorts, $1.24 billion versus $1.19 billion. This balanced positioning actually creates opportunity for explosive moves in either direction. But sentiment in the Kaspa community remains surprisingly strong despite the red markets. According to Kaspa Escape Squad, realistic adoption timelines matter more than hype cycles. Kaspa won't match Ethereum or Solana adoption in 1 year, but the growth trajectory over the next 12 months will be substantial. In 10 years? That comparison becomes fascinating. Even Marathon Digital, the major Bitcoin mining operation, mentioned Kaspa mining in their press releases. While there's no confirmation they're still actively mining KAS, industry sources suggest they'll restart operations once Kaspa breaks through that 10 to 12 cent resistance zone. Picture this scenario. KAS breaks above 9 cents, triggering a cascade of short liquidations. Over-leveraged traders scramble to cover positions, driving buying pressure higher. Meanwhile, institutional wallets like wallet number 7 continue accumulating on any weakness. The combination creates a perfect storm for rapid price appreciation. But the alternative scenario is equally dramatic. If $0.083 fails to hold, we're looking at acceleration towards $0.075. Break that level, and the door opens all the way back to $0.052, essentially erasing months of gains and testing even the strongest hands in the community. The mathematics behind this setup are compelling. With 92.86% of total supply already mined, Kaspa is approaching the supply distribution that took Bitcoin years to achieve. Yet Bitcoin endured multiple 80% corrections during its early emission phase. Kaspa has experienced one major correction and is now consolidating near crucial technical levels. Mining difficulty adjustments, hash rate distribution, and network security metrics all point to a mature, resilient blockchain that's ready for institutional adoption. The upcoming Testnet transition for Igra Labs isn't just a development milestone, it's proof that serious teams are building production-ready applications on Kaspa infrastructure. Consider the bridging technology being implemented. A 3 of 5 multi-signature system with decentralized relayers isn't built overnight. This represents months of development, testing, and security auditing. Teams don't invest this level of resources in projects they expect to fail. The partnership ecosystem is expanding strategically. Band Protocol doesn't partner with every blockchain project that approaches them. Their selection of Kaspa for cross-chain data feeds and AI-driven solutions suggests they see long-term potential in this ecosystem. With open interest at reasonable levels and balanced long-short positioning, we don't have the dangerous imbalances that typically precede major liquidation cascades. This creates conditions for sustained moves rather than violent whipsaws. Professional trading infrastructure development through zealous swap memberships indicates institutional interest in this ecosystem. Market makers don't pay premium fees for 33% swap reductions unless they're planning significant trading volume. High-frequency trading systems aren't built for tokens that institutions expect to abandon. Timeline matters in cryptocurrency markets. The Igra Labs testnet launch tomorrow isn't isolated. It's part of a broader development sequence that could trigger ecosystem adoption waves. Smart contract functionality through proper virtual programs implementation changes Kaspa's entire value proposition. Currently, Kaspa offers unmatched transaction speed and security through its block DAG architecture. Add programmable smart contract capabilities, and you have a platform that could challenge established DeFi ecosystems. The two-way bridge between Layer 1 and Layer 2 creates immediate utility for token holders. Institutional DeFi protocols require seamless asset movement between scaling layers. This infrastructure enables Kaspa to compete directly with Ethereum Layer 2 solutions while maintaining superior base layer security. Band protocol integration provides institutional-grade data feeds. Professional trading strategies require reliable price oracles and cross-chain data verification. This partnership removes a major barrier to institutional DeFi adoption on Kaspa infrastructure. Short liquidation cascades create asymmetric risk-reward scenarios. $20 million in short positions at 9 cents represents significant forced buying pressure if triggered. These liquidations often create self-reinforcing cycles where covering shorts drives prices higher, triggering additional liquidations. Conversely, support breakdown scenarios could accelerate selling pressure as stop losses trigger and long position holders capitulate. The $0.075 level represents not just technical support, but psychological support for holders who accumulated during previous consolidation phases. Kaspa Escape Squad's realistic timeline assessment actually supports long-term bullish thesis. Sustainable adoption takes years, not months. Projects that achieve massive adoption in single years often prove unsustainable. Kaspa's measured development approach could produce more durable adoption patterns. The mining ecosystem maturity is particularly significant. Unlike many altcoins that rely on proof-of-stake consensus, Kaspa maintains proof-of-work security while solving Bitcoin's scalability limitations. This combination appeals to institutions that prioritize security but require transaction throughput. Cross-chain compatibility through Layer 2 EVM implementation opens Kaspa to the entire Ethereum DeFi ecosystem. Existing protocols can deploy on Kasplex with minimal modifications, potentially creating network effects that drive adoption acceleration. If current support holds and KS reclaims 9 cents, those short liquidations could fuel a rapid move toward 12 cents and potentially beyond. The combination of forced buying from liquidations, institutional accumulation, and reduced selling pressure from mature supply distribution could create explosive upside momentum. But even if support breaks and we see temporary weakness toward $0.075, the fundamental development timeline remains unchanged. Testnet launches, bridge implementations, and partnership announcements continue regardless of short-term price action. For holders with conviction in Kaspa's long-term potential, current price levels represent either the last opportunity to accumulate before major appreciation or a chance to average down before the next development cycle begins. The wait period that characterized most of this year is ending. Whether through technical breakout or fundamental catalyst, Kaspa is approaching an inflection point that could define its trajectory for the remainder of 2025. Watch that 8.3 cent level like a hawk over the next 24 hours. A decisive break above 9 cents with volume could trigger the short squeeze scenario and rapid appreciation toward 12 cents. Failure to hold current support opens the door to further downside testing. The Igra Labs testnet transition tomorrow deserves your attention. Development milestones often coincide with price catalysts, especially when institutional partnerships and infrastructure development support the technical progress. Keep monitoring institutional accumulation patterns. When whale wallets continue adding millions of tokens during price weakness, it suggests sophisticated investors see value that retail sentiment might be missing. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you buying this dip at 8.3 cents, or waiting for a potential drop to 7.5 cents? And what's your timeline for Kaspa adoption acceleration? Conservative like the Kaspa Scape Squad suggests, or more aggressive based on the development velocity we're seeing? This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments carry significant risks, including total loss of capital. Market analysis presented represents opinion and speculation based on publicly available information. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always conduct your own research and consider consulting with qualified financial advisors before making investment decisions. Never invest more than you can afford to lose completely.